This is the after meeting support session, okay, lesson plan number 2. So lesson plan number 2 had a lot of activity, didn't it? Started out with a 3 to 5 minute NEC, Networking Education Coordinator presentation. Then there was a 10 to 15 minute, probably 15 minute in this particular case, presentation by the BNI director. Now we're doing the after meeting support session, okay? This is a very important week, and it's going to be run by the BNI director, okay? So we go through the format which you're familiar with. The key points that will be covered are the 4 stages of Power Team development, the 10 key question worksheet. We're really going to drill down on you communicating commitment and performance, okay? These people have stepped up. They've come to the after meeting support session, and they want to make this thing work. You have an opportunity now early in the relationship to have them make a commitment and to perform as we're being asked. And I'll walk through the script, and it shows you how to do that. And then the bragging buddy formation exercise will wrap up this presentation. And so the director says, let's see a show of hands. Who's excited about generating a lot of referrals with Power Teams? Okay, great. Did the I'm Relevant worksheet make sense? Did anyone have a challenge completing it? If so, take a question and give a quick answer. And here we go. Refer to the Bragging Buddy Opportunity cheat sheet to help members identify connections to key situations and bragging buddies from other contact spheres. Okay? So I'm trying to really be there with you and anticipate what's going to happen. All right? You asked people to go through the I'm Relevant worksheet. Now, just about everybody should be able to come up with at least one key situation. I mean, just about everybody. Most people should be able to come up with 3. Some people will be able to come up with all 6. But if you find that people are not really getting the fact that new babies, getting well, getting married might be a better way to open up new relationships, and might also be an opportunity to network with people in the chapter that may be somewhat neglected or might feel a little bit left out because they're the only one in their contact sphere. Let the opportunity cheat sheet that we just covered really help you help the chapter with these individual situations. Okay, so I'll get back into the script. And if there were any questions, you just answer them and you say, okay, great. Here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to review where your chapters stage in the 4 stages of the Power Team development, and then we're going to take a quick look at the 10 key question worksheet together. Finally, we're going to finish by positioning you to form bragging buddy groups of 2 or 3 people and give you a running head start into your Power Team Bootcamp orientation. Sound good? Okay, here we go. All right, so let's start at the top. Everybody please open your workbook to page 5. And so we all do that. We're on page 5. Here you see the 4 stages of Power Team development, and then you'll read through the 4 stages. You'll ask, did you watch webinar 2? Did these 4 stages of Power Team development make sense? Any questions? Of course, the instructions are don't give long answers, just refer people to the webinar or info in the workbook. Back to the script. Obviously, we're just starting out, and we are now in the bootcamp orientation stage, so congratulations in terms of the 4 stages of the Power Team process has begun. So we try to get a little excitement going there. We're on the road now to Power Teams. And so basically it says, here we go, the orientation starts today, and within the next 2 weeks, some of you will complete bootcamp orientation and advance to stage 2, promotional activity, as bragging buddies. Now turn to page 9. Bootcamp starts with the 10 key question worksheet. So we all open up to page 9. The 10 key questions have been engineered to train your Power Team to give compelling testimonials. This series of 10 questions has 2 primary goals to help you. And you've heard this before, describe your target market in a way that's easy for your Power Team to remember, and describe your differentiated value in a way It's easy for your power team to remember and repeat. Webinar number 4 gives you step-by-step specifics on best practices as well as guidance on answering each question to do with a message your power team can repeat to give a compelling testimonial. So the idea is that you're letting the group know that the webinars are giving step-by-step specifics and best practices to help them complete the assignment, which is the 10 key questions. I strongly recommend you watch webinar 4 and then write or type your answers on the worksheets you can download from the website. So I put the website URL there, and you can remind people that that's a resource for them. Top of the next page, going through the exercise of actually writing your answers is an important step in focusing and clarifying your message. So that's very similar to reiterating the point that we want people to take notes in their workbook. We want to make sure that people are doing the basics, that they're keeping the fun in the fundamentals. And that means write your answers down. So you'll ask the group, is this something you can do? Yes, okay, great, all right. So now we get into this commitment piece that I was talking about. And we're into this reality check, got commitment. So here's what the script says. Now, if you've been keeping up with the Power Team training webinars, you know the difference between a power team and a contact sphere. Does everybody remember? People will be nodding or saying yes. You just go through this part very specifically. Mutual commitment and increased performance are the two factors that separate a power team, which proactively and systematically generates an ongoing and abundant stream of referrals, from a contact sphere that stumbles across the occasional referral by responding as an order taker to someone who asks, do you know a good blank? In a moment, we're going to take a step towards pairing everyone up into groups of 2 or 3 bragging buddies to continue your boot camp. But, and you'll see the underlined words here, but I'm only going to include people in this stage of the development process who are willing to make the commitment and do the work. I assure you that the payoff will be worth it. In fact, the Power Team Certified program is so powerful that even if you choose to personally not go any further with a Power Team, other than learn from the education coordinator each week and from these BNI director visits, you'll still benefit from referrals created by the Power Team for your relevant products and services that are listed on your I'm Relevant worksheet. And you remember we talked about that earlier on. Now, this we have titled Alternative Method on page 3. For everybody who was on the training webinar last time, we decided to go with this alternative method for your region. And this is what YP and I came up with. And this is how we would like for you to pair people up into bragging buddies. Okay, so at this point, everybody has their key situations written on their name cards. You remember we did that during the BNI meeting. And so what we're saying is, can you wave the cards in the air so that we know everyone has got their key situations identified? Okay? And so the note is, measure the response. If there are a significantly high number of people who have not chosen a number 1 key situation, allow some time for them to do so and encourage those that have completed to assist them. So once again, if there is some direction, some guidance that's needed, let the chapter members who are also there step in and help their comrades get this completed. Once that's done, basically great, okay. Now, those with key situation number 1, please stand up and wave your card in the air. So key situation number 1 might be the business builder, okay? And look around and see who else has the same number 1 key situation for you. And then just repeat the key situations all the way through. So it would be, business builder, people getting married, new babies, and all the rest. People will stand up, wave their card in the air, and see who else has that same number 1 key situation. Now, we want to separate all of you into your, with your 6 key situations here in the room. So basically what it's saying is, great. Now we want all of you in your 6 key situations direct, for example, the business builder key situation, go in that corner. The getting married key situation, here, getting healthy, there. So you're going to be directing traffic and having people form groups in the room based on their number 1 key situation. In your own key situation group, choose your own bragging buddy, preferably in pairs, and if there's an odd person, form a trio. So earlier on, the question came up, well, what if you pick more than one bragging buddy? At this point, right here with what we're doing, you might have 2 bragging buddies and be in a trio, okay, and share the same key situation. So that's how that plays into the system that we have in place here. If there is no one else in your number 1 key situation, choose someone or a pair that fits into your number 2 key situation. Okay, so that's your safety mechanism. If someone, for example, maybe it's the relocation key situation and they're the only one, then have them work with the number 2 key situation. This is where your bragging buddy cheat sheet that we looked at will really help you make some good decisions on guiding people on what to do. Okay, so back to the script. After you've selected your bragging buddy, write each other's name on the card along with your number key situation and pass them to me. So people have gotten into their different sections of the room, they've selected their bragging buddies, and you're instructing them to write each other's name on the card along with your number 1 key situation and pass them in. Okay? Now, this is where the mentor coordinator or whoever's playing that role gathers and compiles the information on the bragging buddy tally sheet. Okay, the bragging buddy tally sheet. Now the bragging buddy tally sheet I pointed out to you earlier next to the cheat sheet. And the cool thing is that the bragging buddy tally sheet that we have posted to your trainer support website is an interactive PDF. So you can fill it out right there on the computer, okay? So that's the mentor coordinator role, or whoever's playing that role for the chapter. And so we go back to the script. Okay, today was a big day. Your new bragging buddy is a potential golden goose for your business. Regardless of how well you already know your bragging buddy, complete every step of boot camp. So again, this is just like taking notes in the note taker, like writing the answers to your 10 key questions in the workbook. People are going to want to skip over stuff, especially if they know each other. And so just encourage people to go through each step of the boot camp so that they get the benefit. Okay? And so here, back into the dialogue, remember, this exercise is just to get you started on finding your bragging buddy, and it's okay to swap partners as you progress in the boot camp orientation. You want to find someone that you can work with and who is committed so that you can consistently bring each other referrals. Okay, key point. So you can swap, you can change if need be, things aren't working out, or you have more time and you want to add a new bragging buddy. So back into the script. To get you started on your boot camp, please sit together with your bragging buddy and let's go through the webinars together. Okay, so the bragging buddies are sitting together and we're going to say, turn to page 9 of the workbook and let's dig into the 10 key questions. And again, it's easy. Just play the webinar. Okay, we're going to play webinar number 4 and then ask, are there any questions? From there, you're going to say, let's spend 10 minutes or longer if you have the time to complete some of the 10 key questions. Okay, so you're going to give people some time to complete at least a few of the 10 key questions. And when time's up, you'll just say, complete the rest of the 10 key questions before next week's meeting. Go to top of page 5. So you're going to ask the group to turn to their bragging buddy and say, I am committed to completing the 10 key questions by next week, or else I will, and then name your own penalty. So I can only imagine what kind of clever penalties you folks will come up with. Okay, so have some fun with that. And then make your bragging buddy your accountability partner. Great, are you ready to start getting more referrals? Okay. Again, very, very important that we don't get lost in the theory, in the systems, in the tools. The main thing is we want to get referrals cranking for these bragging buddies, okay? And we do that through systematic visibility, and now we're actually going to start into that right here. So what the script says is the next activity is a proven method for bragging buddies to bring each other more business. Please turn to page 12 of your Power Team Certified Roadmap Workbook. So we all open up to page 12, and by golly, we're looking straight into the face of systematic visibility. And good to see you, my friends, systematic visibility, because this is how we make money for each other. Okay, so we're going to play webinar number 5. And then when it's over, you're just going to say, great. Now, based on what you learned from the webinar, discuss with your new bragging buddy how you can help each other get more referrals based on the first 2 levels of systematic visibility. Okay, but here's the deal. To receive the full benefit of proactive systematic promotion by the Power Team, you must complete the bootcamp orientation with the following commitment. Okay, so this is really where you're drilling down into the commitment. Shouldn't be a problem. I'm expecting 100% commitment from the people who are at these after support sessions. Number 1, rewatch webinars 4 and 5 if necessary, and complete the 10 key question worksheet for yourself within the next 3 days. Okay, watch those webinars again, get your 10 key questions done. Number 2, with the 10 key questions answered, watch webinar number 6 and learn the agenda for your first meeting with your bragging buddy. Okay, you've selected your bragging buddy today. You guys are sitting next to each other now. You are getting on the same page, and you're about to take this and run with it. So the second item is, with the 10 key questions answered, watch webinar number 6, learn the agenda so that you're ready to get together with your bragging buddy. And number 3, begin meeting at least once a week with your bragging buddy, following the agenda on page 14 of the Power Team Roadmap Workbook. So turn to page 14, everybody, and make a commitment to your bragging buddy that you'll be committed to complete all 3 of these items. Okay, so you can see the meeting number 1 agenda at the bottom third of the page on 14, and then you can just kind of start moving towards the wrap up and say, remember, if your bragging buddy is not committed to help you get more referrals, your next step is to, and you ask the group, and the group's going to say, get a new bragging buddy, right? And so you say, that's right, you're not committed to marry the first person you ever dated. Now that's YP talking there, okay? And should get a good chuckle from the group. Similarly, the Power Team Certified program is to match up members with similar strong commitment to grow their business so that each party can help the other grow. Okay, so we want to make sure that we have people that are implementing the program and are honoring the mutual commitment that we've made with each other. And then to wrap up, there's just a preview of the following weeks, which says, I'll be back in 4 weeks to take inventory of which bragging buddies are creating referrals by implementing the first 4 levels of systematic visibility. And that's what's going to happen. The director is coming back in 4 weeks, and we're actually going to dig in and take note of who's been performing, who's created referrals specifically from systematic visibility. Back into the script, those groups of 2 or 3 bragging buddies who are actively creating referrals and will then be combined with another group of 2 or 3 who are also exchanging referrals and also share the same key situation to form a power team of 4 to 6. So here what we're doing is we're coming back at that point in 4 weeks and putting together bragging buddy duos with another duo or trio to really start forming some power teams now. So we're giving people a vision of where we're going. Sound exciting? Okay, great. I look forward to coming back in a few weeks to take your power teams to the next level. And then at that point, there'll be a short introduction for lesson plan number 3, which is the following week. Okay, so a lot of activity on this after meeting support session for the second lesson plan. And that's why we're having the B&I directors do it rather than the chapters, if at all possible.